Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Beth, here to help you fulfill your potential in meditation. As most of you know, I don't have just one method that I teach to everybody, like one size fits all. Instead, I much prefer to teach people one-on-one. And the reason is that you're all different. So please use these videos as a guideline. And if there's anything that isn't quite working for you or anything that doesn't fit, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you one-on-one. Today's video is about practicing a stage of Vipassana called Paccaya Parigraha Jnana. In English, usually we translate this as understanding the causes and conditions, or understanding cause and effect. Paccaya means cause. Now this is the second stage of our Vipassana practice. So if we're going to practice this stage, it's important that the first stage of our Vipassana practice is already complete. Now the first stage of our Vipassana practice is discerning or defining materiality and mentality. I've made several other videos on discerning or defining materiality and mentality. So if you haven't done so already, I'd suggest that you watch those videos and do the practice, because you're only really going to be able to practice this level of discerning the causes and effects if you're already familiar with the building blocks, which is the materiality and mentality. Now there is a lot that I could say about this stage of Vipassana practice of understanding the cause and effect, way more than I can fit into one short video. So today what I'm going to do is just give a brief overview of what this stage of meditation is and why it's important. So why is it important that we also discern the causes and effects? So not only we see these momentary phenomena of materiality and mentality, but we also know what causes those momentary phenomena. Well, one reason is that if we don't see the causes, we might have a wrong belief persisting that although all of this materiality and mentality is arising and passing away, there exists something outside of this materiality and mentality that caused it all. For example, a creator figure or a god that could be permanent. And so in order to overcome that type of wrong view, we need to be able to discern that whilst all of the materiality and mentality are momentary, their causes are just other types of momentary materiality and mentality. There is no permanent or fixed cause that stands outside of the materiality mentality. Another reason is to deepen our understanding of non-self. Now, as you will know, if you've already discerned materiality mentality, when we see these momentary phenomena arising and passing away, we start to get some sense that none of it can be me and none of it can be mine. But when we also see the causes, it deepens that sense of it not being me or not being mine. So when we watch a moment arise with one set of causes and pass away, and the next moment arises with a completely different set of causes and passes away, the next moment arises again, a completely different set of causes and passes away, then we really understand on a deeper level, oh, this can't be me, this can't be mine. It's all conditioned, momentary phenomena. So that's why it's important to discern the causes and effects. But it's also important to understand that when we talk about causes or conditions, paccaya in Pali, we're not just talking about one thing. So in English, we use this one word cause in many ways. But in the teachings of the Buddha, we actually have 24 different types of cause. Now, I'm not going to list all of those 24 today. I'll just give a few examples so you can get a sense of what we mean. There could, for example, be a producing cause, so A produces B. There could be a supporting cause, so A supports B. There could be a nourishing cause, so A nourishes B. There could be a disappearing cause, so when A disappears, it's necessary that B arises. B definitely arises. So many different types of cause there can be that we are discerning in this stage of Vipassana. Now, some of those causes will be from this life. In fact, some of those causes will be from this very moment. But some of those causes will also be from past lives. So at this stage of Vipassana practice, it's important that we learn to discern our past lives. Now this is where things get really interesting. So I'm going to make separate videos on how we discern the mind in the past and discern the past lives, how we discern cause and effect across lives, and how we discern the cause and effect that is happening right here in this very moment. So if you're at this stage of practice, then what I would suggest is that you watch those videos and do the practice. It is a fascinating stage of practice. So that's what I have to say today on Paccaya Parigaha Jnana, practicing to understand the causes and conditions. What I would suggest is that you get off of those screens, get onto the cushions and do some meditation. If there's anything that isn't working for you or anything that's confusing, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you one-on-one. As most of you know, I do all of my work on a donation basis, so I encourage you to support me either through Patreon or through my website so that I can continue to make these videos. Thank you so much for your support. Wishing you the best with your meditation.